I'm out here at Pleasant Home. We came out here this evening, having a little dinner out here at the land. And where I'm standing right here at the back of where we're planning on building our house, this is the 200-foot line. So since my last video, just a little bit of an update, did a little more checking. So this is the 200-foot line here, about 1 foot behind the back of our house, literally. And so that means that our house sits entirely inside of 200 feet from the center of the road. And that's important because the water rights from 200 feet to the center, from the center of the road, 200 feet into our property, belong to super small rural town, the smallest town in our county, Dorchester. And if you watch the last video, Dorchester is basically telling us that even though they have the water rights and they have the responsibility, the legal obligation to provide us water and to keep up with growth and to plan and to do all of that, that they are not in such a position and they cannot get water here to this beautiful property. And our house sits entirely inside of their line. And so city of Sherman, much larger city of about 40,000+ people, county seat, city of Sherman right there behind me, beautiful city of Sherman, says if we were to pick our house up and move it all the way back, so right here where I'm standing, currently at the back, if we would put the front of the house right here, then we could get water from Sherman, because in Texas the law is that the water rights are determined by the point of use. And so because our house is there, it would be using water in the Dorchester jurisdiction, and if we were to move it back here, it would be used in the Sherman jurisdiction. The trick is, it's going to be really hard to see, you won't be able to see, but our property line is about 136 feet from the back of our house as it sits right now. And so if we were to take this roughly 65-foot deep house and move it back, then what would happen is we would have a huge front yard, 201-foot front yard, and then we would have like 60 feet in the back, which doesn't sound small, but when you look at a 5-acre piece of land like this and you think about the fact that we only have 60 feet in the back, and in the future, no telling what would be behind us, and there's going to be a fence to keep the kids in the yard and to keep the cows out and all of that, that doesn't work. That's a showstopper. That's a deal breaker for us. And so that's the situation. Sherman wants us to move it back. Dorchester says they can't do anything. And so I reached out to the Public Utilities Commission of Texas last week, spoke with a couple of really, really nice ladies. Seems like they are extremely helpful and interested in helping, and their role is outreach. So their goal is to help maybe inform Dorchester of their rights and responsibilities, and inform them of some tools that are available to them, some low-cost USDA loans, etc., to help potentially resolve this situation peacefully, without litigation, without hiring lawyers, without talking about enforcement of laws and penalties and all of that. Don't know where we are on that. Those really, really nice ladies, we had a little agreement that if I hadn't heard back from them as of yesterday, that I was free to call. And so I've since called, left 2 voicemails, one yesterday, one today. I've followed those up with emails, one yesterday, one today, and haven't heard anything back from those really, really nice ladies. And I hope it's because they're working out some really sweet package, some really good, nice deal that would make all of this resolve peacefully. But you know, I'm optimistic. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. And then we're still working with Sherman. We're still trying to come up with something. So Sherman's big deal is Dorchester basically says we would gladly give these rights to Sherman. This 200-foot strip down the center of the road, that situation is really a very isolated line for them. You know, the bulk of their water is back off, and then they have this little appendage that is literally completely surrounded by Sherman. This property is in Sherman city limits, and so Dorchester's really hoping that they can just get out of jail free here. They could sign over the rights to Sherman and it's all easy. But Sherman's not interested in doing that. And, for Sherman, and I don't understand a lot of this. And so I'm going to be pushing, I'm going to be trying to figure it out. But this land is inside of Sherman city limits, which many people always caution, hey, don't build inside of the city limits. I'm a Sherman guy. If you know me, if you've ever known me in my entire life, at whatever age that was, if you're watching this video, that's probably you. You can attest to the fact that I am a Sherman, Texas guy. I am an ambassador. I love the city of Sherman. But Sherman's saying that they don't want the rights to this water line, the situation out here, because they're afraid it's a money pit. They would have to get it up to city standards. They would have to make sure that it can handle fire hydrants and all of that. And they don't believe that that will ROI for 20 years or more. And it's really not worth it for just a few citizens. There's just a few of us out here. There's a handful of houses. They would gladly, since we're in city limits, provide trash services that we would pay for. And then 911, fire and ambulance and police out here, but they can't get us water unless we build on the other side of this imaginary line that I'm standing on. On top of that, I reached out to Sherman and said, hey, well, if we do a water well, which many of you recommended water well, and thank you so much. I appreciate you all commenting, and I got many great recommendations on water well people. Sherman says that we could do a water well, but the way the city ordinance is written is that water well would need to be in an emergency situation, could be used for up to 1 year, and must be given approval by the city council. It's designed for a disaster type situation for us to produce our own water. So otherwise it's forbidden inside of the city limits. And so, basically we're stuck. We're in no man's land. We can't get water from Dorchester. We can't get water from Sherman. And then we can't even go dig it up ourselves or harvest the rain that hits our roof, which is another option that we looked into that actually looked pretty cool, pretty exciting. But the wonderful city of Sherman is saying, no, can't do that either. And so here we are, we're stuck. I'm hoping to hear back from the Public Utilities Commission tomorrow. I have faith. The ladies were extremely nice, extremely helpful. They're down in Austin. Texas is a large state. You guys know that. You get that, right? We're Texans. Everything's bigger here. It's a large state. A lot of people in Texas. A lot of situations, I'm sure. And they're just busy. And I'm sure that they're waiting for Dorchester to come out with the magic wand and fix this issue. We also have neighbors. I've mentioned the neighbors. We love the neighbors. We have new neighbors now between us and them. Just recently purchased their property. And so the three of us are trying to also get a meeting with the Sherman engineers to see if we can hash this out. The Sherman engineer came back to me today. And, I basically said, hey, Tom, what gives? I mean, what am I going to do with the piece of land inside of city limits that I can't get water to? I can't sell it. I can't build on it. What do I do? Do I turn it into a parking lot? Do I burn it? I don't know. I didn't say that. I'm not going to burn the land. But I feel like I'm kind of stuck here. So he feels like we may have a solution if we can help offset some of that, the cost of getting this up to city standards. If, maybe me and a couple of the other property owners around here that are interested in this, if we could fork over some cash to get that there, and all along we've been talking about that. We knew there would be cost to run water lines and to get it out here, to get, city water, to get Sherman water out here. Even with Dorchester, they've thrown out some huge astronomical numbers. Sherman's thrown out huge astronomical numbers. And so I don't know what the resolution is going to be. I don't know how this is all going to work out. I do know that it's in God's hands. And something like this, in my mind, might require a miracle. It may be that we have to wait. We'll see. We really, really, really want to be building the Pleasant Home Farmhouse. We want to get this done. Really, the intention here was to build something that could be somewhat of a forever home for us. We have our son Nathan. He just turned 11. He's autistic. And we wanted to get him out of our master bedroom, Right now he's camped out in a tent in our master bedroom. It's a bed tent. He's got his own little bed because that's where he's safe. And so the goal here with Pleasant Home was to build him a room that was en suite to the master, where he had his own room, his own safe place that he could go, and we could get some rest, he could get some rest, we could have some privacy, he could have some privacy. And we were hoping that we would have foundation by now, and that we would be getting ready to frame this thing up and looking at building the house of our dreams, the house of our future, the house for our kids on this beautiful piece of property. Look at that, sun's going down. You can see the city lights behind me. We need to make this work. We need to figure something out. Maybe from here we'll take it to the city council. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Appreciate everybody's support. If anyone has any ideas, if you know anyone, whatever we need to do, would love to hear it. And feel free to reach out, message, comment below, comment on Facebook. Also subscribe and like. We plan on keeping this going. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Hopefully it's not water issues. Would love to show you guys the plans, which is planned. Would love to show you guys the construction progress and maybe some little things that we're doing out here on the land. You know, we have some ideas on building a fence and doing a few other little things, and really we want that channel to be about this. And so the sooner we can get this project moving, the quicker these videos can get to a lot more of that content. Anyways, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Go ahead and like this video. If you're finding this on Facebook, give us a shout out there. Check out the Instagram. Instagram is The Pleasant Home Farmhouse. Love to see you, love to hear from you. Appreciate your support. Keep us in your prayers. God bless. Here's Lindsay. Lindsay, what are we doing out here tonight? You don't know?
Eating food.
What are we eating?
McAllister's.
It's not your favorite, is it? Yeah. You ready to build the farmhouse?
Mm-hmm.
What are you most excited about?
My own bathroom.
Your own bathroom? You have that right now?
Mm-mm.
Oh, the bathroom that's connected to your room. What do we call that? Is that en suite?
In
suite?
my bathroom.
All right. What do you think about these water issues that we're having? Do you understand it? Yeah? Seems pretty simple, doesn't it?
No.
What should the resolution be?
For city to stop being stupid.
City to stop being stupid. Just get us some water. Seems pretty easy. There's a water line running through our property right now. May not be up to city standards, but it's there. It's what we inherited. Lindsay, can you say bye? Oh, like and subscribe? No? Can you say bye?
Bye.
Creed, what are you doing out here?
Playing this.
Playing this? What is that? Where are we?
The barn.
At the farm. Can you say like and subscribe?
Let me fly.
Can you say bye-bye?